You ever ask a man to take a picture of you? That shit'll bring you to new lows. If you ask a man to take a picture of you, like a woman, they understand. They're like, okay, from above, it looks better. Nobody looks good in profile, like basic shit. A man will fucking take a picture of you that will send you the dark places. You'll hit rock bottom after looking at a picture that a man took.
Women too. I feel like women don't know how to take pictures of men. Women don't know how to.
Well, that's just because y'all ugly, but I'm just kidding.
No, men take better pictures of men, I feel like, and women take better pictures of women.
How long have you spent on Tinder? Because the thing is, you were looking at women's profiles on Tinder. Looking at men's profiles, it's medical. How bad these guys are at taking pictures. They should be receiving disability for this shit. It's bad.
Well, if you're ugly, maybe a lot of it just shows that you're
It's not that
self-aware.
they're ugly. It's that they're like down here most of the time. Like I shouldn't be seeing the perspective of me sucking your dick yet.
But
we're not there yet.
That's the kind of. I feel like that's the kind of guy that fits a certain girl, right?
Because almost every guy takes pictures from. Okay, these are the guy angles. So like I'm in my truck. And I can't even be bothered to get out of my truck to make my dating profile. Then there's like, I'm in my truck, but I'm using my arm a little bit. Straight on. Nobody looks good straight on. You have to be like a fucking model to look good straight on. To just smize and look good there. You don't. And then there's like, I know you're supposed to do it from above, but I've gone too far.
You just see the nose poking out,
and then it looks like they're sucking my dick. It's like a bird's eye view. It's like there's a sweet spot. It's between bird's eye view and like like a mugshot angle, and it's in there. But like most men do not understand that.
Yeah.
Selfie game doesn't compare between the genders.
A lot of these guys,
it's like sports.
They look like they've never had a photo taken of them. Wonder if how much of that's the case. Like how much of it is that these are people who have actually never had a photo taken of them as an adult man.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like a lot of guys,
because photos of this person stop at his 7th birthday party, and like everyone decided he looked too much like an adult, and everyone's like, we don't want any more pictures of this person. We're good.
Yeah.
Let's not document this. It's only getting worse.
Yeah, if you're a man and your parents don't love you and don't take pictures of you, nobody will. Like you have to. Yeah, and
yeah.
It's a never.
Nobody should. It would be creepy if people loved you more than you. Like your wait, okay, not for you, but people should love you more than your parents because it's. I think that the post.
People
if you go
should
to the,
love
if
you
you go
more
to the
than your
post
parents.
office, the receptionist loves you more than your parents. Like at the post office.
Oh, you mean me specifically? That's true. Yeah.
Decency. Hi.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like last time I talked to my mom was Thanksgiving, and then I didn't talk to her, and then she was like, "What do you want for Christmas? Send me Amazon links."
Yeah.
And I sent her Amazon links, and I did get the stuff. It is
nice. Some people buy presents for each other, like they're registering their car, like they're renewing their registration. It's like, what is it? Christmas? Okay, let me renew this relationship.
It's true. The holidays are just appointments where I have to talk to my family. Just like let them know I'm alive. And they're like, "Oh, how are you?" I'm like, "I live in Wisconsin now." They're like, "Okay, the dog's dying." I'm like, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah. Do you think you could save them here? Maybe it's so cold here that dogs last longer.
I don't think it's. I think it's like cars. I think it makes it worse.
No, it's like meat. It's like meat. It stays fresh.
Out.
It stays fresh for more years in the cold.
I don't know about that, man. I do. I feel bad for that dog, man, because it's like it's to a point where it's like this dog is just living like the guy in One by Metallica.
Yeah. Just the torso.
Just darkness imprisoning her. All that she sees is absolute horror.
She can't live. She can't die.
Life is a living hell.
But does she get treats?
No.
She doesn't even get treats?
You kind of have to do stuff. At my parents' house, to be a dog and get treats, you have to do something.
They have to, oh my God, they have to earn every treat?
For the most part, yeah.
At that age, you still have to earn treats? Are they still making her earn treats at that age?
No, I'm just kidding. I think they do. They would do a round of treats, like shots. Like if one gets one, the rest are getting one. Even if it was usually Capri, the mini Schnauzer, the only one who seems to not have been senile.
Yeah.
Usually she would do a trick because she knew how to sit, she knew how to shake. That's it. But like she got those two down, and so and
Did I,
so they would have her like they would make Capri sit, and she would do it, and then they'd be like, fuck it, and then they'd give the rest of them treats, which is why
that's
only
great.
one of them learned how to
Well, there's
sit.
one star player. It's like a football team, you know.
Yeah,
It's football season, and they're building camaraderie. Okay.
yeah,
Now, one of them is good, right? The
yeah.
other ones are just there for moral support. Now, do you think that what's a star dog?
Capri.
Do you think Capri would perform at the same level without a crowd, without
I think she'd
getting
be.
hyped up by the others of her species?
It's interesting because watching our first dog, the way that she changed so much after we got a second dog and a third, because it was like second dog, she was like, all right, she's a little less fun. She's more skittish now. She's kind of like she's more neurotic and
Yeah.
like chewing on herself and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not great. And then we got a third dog that is like she has amputated her own tail,
Wow. So it's just stress related self harm. But
which like
Matt,
I get it, girl. You know,
yeah. Well, she went. If you had a tail, do you think that's where you would have started cutting?
it's not the angle isn't right. You know, if
Mhm.
I have arms, I would definitely. She did chew her paws too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would say the worst thing to do would be to cover your dog's paws in peanut butter.
it would just be a fucking mess. Why would you? Why would you ever do that? You'd
Well,
fuck up
'cause
your floors.
you could just imagine them just nibbling on their peanut butter hands all the time.
Peanut butter hands.
They
That's
just go to the bone, man.
disgusting.
You know,
Yeah.
just nibbling on that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they don't make a rawhide shaped like dog's feet. They'd get confused.
Right.
I had whenever I had my dog, I got him this like it was at PetSmart. It was like a hoof full of cheese for like $5, and I was like, he deserves it. He chewed on this hoof for like months, dude. This lasted. It was definitely worth the $5. But yeah, he got all the cheese out that motherfucker, and it's hard for a little rat terrier to chew through a hoof. Like, there's no way he could have killed any animal ever.
It's adorable. You know, little animals chewing on the body parts of larger ones that they could have never taken down
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, it is. It's yeah, little dogs getting pieces of animals that they've evolved out of hunting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, their ancestors, a wolf, yeah, a pig or a cow, like, no problem.
Mhm.
But,
You know who's probably racist as hell?
what?
Wolves.
Wolves.
About
Why?
dogs. Like, about breeds of dogs, right? So, like, for a
And
wolf.
now, is that racist? I would think breedist, maybe?
Well, to them, it's race. I mean, as far as dogs are concerned, if we were dogs,
Mm-hmm.
would we call other breeds or races? Because we're dogs.
But the thing with humans is that we are all the same breed. We're all the same species.
I think breed, that word breed, comes
Yeah.
from like you're making them, like you're the creator of these
Yes.
dogs, so you're breeding them. They're a result of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're creating like a recipe or some shit. You know,
Yeah.
you're baking these little loaves of shit out of wolf DNA.
Yeah. The fucking
Well,
pug.
Yeah,
The pug is underdone. Put him
absolutely,
back in.
absolutely. Gotta broil that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But no, but I'm saying though that wolves are definitely, because imagine, okay, human beings all come from Africa, right?
Yeah.
So there probably is like the most evolved human being as far as like everything that you need to survive. Okay, so like instincts, the good shit like that. No mental illness, none of that stuff. Just almost animal. You're so programmed, right? No, you know
You're
what I'm talking
saying
about?
that Africans are animals?
No, well, not the ones that exist now, but I'm
Okay.
saying early man was closer
Early
to
man, yes.
yeah.
Primitive.
But our first ancestor, like, we come from the center of Earth, which is like Africa's, like, because it's the most ideal temperature. And if you go back a certain amount of years, it was probably cooler. It wasn't as hot as it is
Yeah.
now.
There's global warming.
And then a lot of other places didn't even exist. You know,
Yeah.
I guess probably was like Pangea or something. But anyway, estimated that okay, Africa's the most central place on Earth
Yeah.
and with the best climate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying that wolves still exist, right? Isn't just dogs,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, they also had a prehistoric predecessor that they evolved from.
okay, but we're talking about current wolves are different enough to a pug that we can say that these are completely different although they're the same species,
Yeah.
the race is so different.
Yeah.
Okay, now race is the last part of like change, right? Because it's our most superficial element of human beings is
Yeah.
our race, right? It's not in our DNA. It's not in our like
There
DNA.
are there are DNA
There
differences.
are, but the fact that you have to say that there are differences means that it's so small.
There are small differences. It's
It,
not so like yeah, cuz like with dogs it's their temperament is actually way different
yeah.
between breeds. Diseases as well, I think disease susceptibility, which is also with our races, we have different disease
Yep.
markers usually like sickle cell
Uh huh.
or
Coronas.
lactose intolerance is more common in like Asians than other races.
But what I'm trying to say is that wolves would be racist, probably, right?
Well,
'Cause
it
they would.
depends.
If you are imagine you're a wolf and you see all these different races of dog, right?
Mhm.
You say these aren't wolves, but as far as science is concerned, they are wolves.
Yeah.
So you have to accept that they're wolves. And I
Yeah.
feel like, so a wolf would be like, hell no, I'm not gonna hang out with this poodle.
Well, it's interesting also though to wonder, do wolves even register dogs as another dog or like another canine? I think, but that's the thing because I think that they are
Yeah, they
totally
probably
different
do.
animals because like there are other canine animals besides dogs.
There's probably like a smell in them that they're like, oh, this is a wolf. They'd probably laugh a little bit every time
Yeah.
they smell and then they realize what it is.
Yeah.
They laugh, right? But I mean, humans and dogs. I mean, humans and
A
wolves
wolf seeing a dog
are
is just like when we see someone with Down syndrome.
possible. Well, a pug.
Yeah.
Um,
Pugs, we really just gave Down syndrome. It's really fucked up.
yeah, they got that dog syndrome, man. They're struggling, just struggling. We just inject a wolf with struggle
Yeah.
enough, man. Imagine, okay, now a wolf, they're always attractive as far as like, okay, not like sexually for me, but like
For you,
to
I
each
mean,
other,
come on.
to each other. Like wolf Tinder, it's a lot. It's like, dude, that'd be so much easier to date if you were just a wolf, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, everyone's a 10. Everyone, both
Okay,
sides.
that's not true though, because of the only thing that would make a wolf like gross is if it gets fucked up. So like if the hair gets ripped out,
Might
if it
make you
gets
cool.
a ear ripped off, it depends how it heals, man.
All right. Well, I guess there's some fucked up wolves. Yeah.
There's some fucked up wolves. Well, then you're getting into like eugenics because the thing about wolves is that they live a very tough life. So any ones that are deformed, just they don't make it, they get killed. Because like if you're a wolf and
Well,
you're
that's just
born with cerebral palsy,
that's just nature,
you don't have a chance. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, if humans were less smart, like small dicks wouldn't have made it this far.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely been people
Because
talking their way
small dicks
into
had
pussy.
to
You gotta
talking
talk
their
your
way
way
to
into.
pussy, and also like small dick men, they learned okay, well I just have to work a little harder. I have to make more money. I
Yes.
have to I gotta
Yeah.
pay bills.
Blessed are the small dicks because we have to see all the internet would
Your
not
dick's
work.
not small.
The internet would. I didn't say mine was small.
You said blessed are our small
I
dicks.
said no.
You said we at some
I
point.
said blessed are the small dicks.
You said we have to work though. You said we.
nah. Not perfect. No, we'll check the footage. I guarantee I did not
I
say that.
promise you said we.
I did not include myself, and in this regard, you know,
Okay.
compared to early man, I would say I'm more of an evolved species down there. Okay,
That means your dick's smaller. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, my dick's not small. It's just more evolved.
right.
Aerodynamic.
Well, it's just not.
Now, I do think that showers, as far as growers and showers, I think growers are more evolved than showers' dicks. Because the thing about having a dick that is a shower, it means that your dick is the same size flaccid as it is hard. So you
Yeah.
just have this vulnerable piece of you just hanging out all the time. That's bad. What if you get in a fight? Whoop-ha, you're fucking out. I punched you in your dick. Now you can't fuck. You know, if your dick is a grower, then he knows, like, okay, it's not time for battle. You know, I'm not needed right now.
Yeah.
I'm,
So okay. So
I'm going to go to my room. They're introverts.
so we got frogs and turtles, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, which one is more beautiful, a frog or a turtle? You would say it's arguable, right? It's really it there isn't a they're so similar that you really can't split hairs. You can't say that frogs are more beautiful than turtles or that turtles are more beautiful. Now you say frogs are cute or whatever, but
Certain breeds are better than on both sides. There are some breeds of frog that are cuter
right,
than or sexier than other breeds
but
of
it's not the
turtle.
shell that is really the determining factor. You can imagine an ugly frog and a beautiful turtle with a shell, right?
Yeah.
Now the turtle is able to retract into its shell.
Yeah.
Does that make it less beautiful? That's the same thing with circumcised penises. Now, it's the same shit in there. It just has a shell, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can, if you want to say I hate force,
but mine's not even about circumcision. I think circumcision is wrong. I mean, first and foremost, like it's just wrong. We're making snails into slugs, and it's not right.
yeah, or turtles and the frog. That snails and the slugs is more accurate.
Yes.
But I want to. Those are so similar that it's like you can't even.
You can't argue it.
A snail is just a slug with a shell.
Also, a lot of people I think would argue that snails are cuter.
Because of the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shell does a lot. It's like a hat on a bald guy.
It's like an accessory. It gives you more to look at with with the snail. When you look at a snail, it's like, all right, look at that. It's got some form. It's artistic. It's like it's got his little thing. It's got his two antennas. It's got its shell. It's like a nice vehicle. And slug, you're just looking at a puddle. You're like, what the fuck am I looking? Oh, it's a slug. Like, you know?
Do the slugs have antenna too?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think any of them are getting radio stations with that shit?
Imagine being a slug and you're born with your antenna can only pick up the Christian radio stations.
Yo, this slug is religious as hell, man. Yeah, no, doesn't eat meat on Fridays. This snail's different.
Yeah. NPR snail is the smart one. He's just a snail who's clocked years of listening to car talk. Just the best mechanic.
It's gonna take a long time though, right? It's like, oh, I need this replaced. How long is it gonna be? All right, 4 months.
Well, all right. Well, give me a year to go to O'Reilly's.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what about this? Are we the only? Should only people have lives? Like, should we start letting certain breeds of kinds of animals, like monkeys, right? There's certain apes that have like almost close to human intelligence, right?
We've made the world too dangerous. I think that this could have worked a while ago, but I think that humans in our need for convenience and also killing each other have made the world so like there's so many things that are dangerous. There's probably like 17 things in this house right now that could kill a monkey or that a monkey could use to kill us. Okay. Knives, scissors, anything electronic. You think a monkey wouldn't stick a fork in an outlet? Like, it only takes one time. That's not a learning like, you die.
Okay, maybe their own island.
Well, yeah, we could make like a monkey Australia.
Okay. So I'm saying is that I think that we should start to. I think it'll bring human beings closer together if we start treating animals like people more, because I think that there's a lot of animals with the type of intelligence that, you know what, they didn't know they could have a society. We can have clothes, and we can have like music. We can make music. I think
it would be really cool if we did it with octopi.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're very smart.
I bet you
if we created and like fostered an octopi society and like gave them be their ancient aliens, you know?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Give them language, teach them to communicate with each other, and then just like, okay. Then they might create their own.
Let them cook. And then we see what fucking shit they come up with, fucking kind of death laser beams, fucking the octopi. That's the thing though, because if we do this, they're gonna immediately, like, as soon as they get smart enough, they're gonna be like, oh, these motherfuckers are evil, and they're gonna kill us because we are evil.
Not all of us. We're not fully evil. They'll understand. I bet you if squid is it not
no,
squid?
But
octopus?
Listen, octopi. The thing is that first you know you're smart, right? And then you don't want people to have control of you. That's the first thing. Whenever people whenever kids are young and dumb, they're totally fine, like listening to their parents. And then whenever they become teenagers and they can think for themselves, they start to become critical of their parents. It's like, well, who are you to tell me to do this? You never fucking made it in life. You can't tell me what to do. Like, or, you know.
What's making it in life, you know?
Doing what you want to do. Doing what you want to do. And a lot of people's parents don't do what they want to do. Or you become a teenager and you're like, where's my fucking dad? Like, shit like
So
that.
if you want less, you can make it with less, and you can tell people that you made it.
Absolutely. If your dream is to be a custodian, like, you will be the happiest fucker.
There are people that, that's so that's what we have to teach these octopi. Is that even the word? It sounds.
No, but listen,
No, but
what
listen.
I'm getting at is that intelligence breeds rebellion over those who have power of you.
Okay, so are you saying that an octopus has enough intelligence to be evil?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But the thing is, it's like you're intelligent, but you're too dumb to be really like conniving
You're
or
innocent.
yes, you're innocent. A certain level of ignorance breeds innocence. So like you're innocent, but also like so if you're innocent and you see this, you still have love for all of your things. You haven't gotten smart enough to really fuck over monkeys on a mass scale like humans do. Humans fuck each other over on giant scales just because they know that it can better them. They're not that smart yet. But they would see us doing that and they would be like, they hurt each other. They're bad. Like they're controlling us. They're not letting us. I want to drive a Tesla. Like, and then they would rebel and they would probably, I mean, monkeys are way fucking stronger than us. And octopi,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust them. I feel like they
Well,
could
they need
kill
water.
us.
They need water.
They
right?
do need water.
So as
but
long as, but the thing is, what percentages of the Earth?
but they're probably smart enough they would figure out a way to breathe out of water. They would figure it out.
But what I'm trying to say, bring up, just in this universe. Remember, what percentage of Earth is water? Is way more than
Most of the world is
way
water.
more
They
than
could easily
land.
take over, man.
So
and then
they'll take over from the inside, kind
and
of.
they'll be like, okay, well, this is land, but you know what? If we all dig the fucking land out or something, or if we flood everything or something, they'll find a way to manipulate the weather.
I mean, they might just have to wait because I mean, isn't it eventually gonna be that
They'll be like,
warming?
if we melt all the glaciers,
Maybe they're causing global warming. They're doing some kind of dance.
that's true. Maybe the octopi are the ones destroying the glaciers,
And they're
so
putting
that they
up
can flood
propaganda
the world.
that is gonna make the right not trust the left. The right's like, we don't believe in global warming because the left is getting
Oh,
too
humans
crazy
are gonna
about it.
we're gonna kill ourselves. Like,
Mhm.
not even just in America, just the world is gonna kill themselves. The day that fucking Oppenheimer did that shit, he created a time bomb, and we're going to end up fucking destroying the earth.
I think it's even worse.
At least destroying all human life.
I think even worse than the world ending is the world becoming racist and hateful. Like, it's crazy what's happening right now with Trump saying literally things that were in Mein Kampf, and his approval rating going like skyrocketing, and America being like, finally we can say yes, we're pro Hitler, and it's like, I would rather the world end than.
Social media has been a really bad contributing factor in making people more racist and more polarized than ever.
I think Trump could make it so that this country splits into two different countries, because I know for a fact that at least half of this country is a no Hitler country. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
But if there is even a 20%,
the problem is
which
that
I don't think
this
you think I'm sorry to cut you off, but like, what percent of America do you think is honestly pro Hitler?
20.
Okay, that's so high, but I think that's what I was gonna say, and I was like, is it really? But that's so high.
It is high, but you have to consider a lot of older people, and then also the younger. The thing is that with social media now and the way that it is, we have created younger racists than there have been in a long time.
Mm-hmm. I think,
and the reason is that these communities are just circle jerks of like racists, and
yes.
they validate each other and like, you're right, you're right, you're right, and then your algorithm. So like your Twitter algorithm. If I was racist, my Twitter algorithm would be racist.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy that no matter what, your algorithm will be shaped to you, even if it's problematic, even if it makes you worse. It will be perfectly made for your racist
you more,
ass,
whatever you are,
to validate you, to make you feel good, so that you use their app, so they make money. So that you see the fucking ads and they get the revenue. They will make you a fucking Nazi.
It's TikTok's designed to make you more whatever you already are.
Yeah.
And to make you think that it's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so my idea, what if, okay, this country is about to split, like, completely. I feel like it really is.
Yeah.
Now, who gets the name United States of America? What if we let the racists have it, the United States of America, quote unquote, right? And everyone who says, you know what, I'm anti-Hitler and racism, we leave America for a little bit and let them just like kind of cook in and have the land and everything, and then realize that like a country's just gonna wipe them out. Like that's what would happen
But
if you let all the racists, the
the
pro-Nazi
problem
Americans.
is that the racists are stronger than us, and if we give them their own space and we have our
No,
space,
but
it's
we're
only
smarter. We're smarter.
it's only a matter of
Way
time
more
before they
important.
try to fucking get into us. But the thing is, we're smarter, but they are more ruthless.
No, but I'm saying
And
that.
in
But
war and in conquering,
they might be ruthless, but China would wipe them out. China, North Korea,
now, do
Iran.
you really think China would wipe them out though?
Yes.
Because they're going to be a more economically productive country. That I mean,
Racist would be.
yes, because no, listen, racist, conservative. So we're basically separating it. There's very few Nazi, pro Hitler people that are liberal. So they're all going to be Republican, they're going to be conservative. Morality is less of an issue to them than economics. Trickle down economics. There's no morality in that. But it does generate more revenue.
But they're
So
not gonna
because
have
they
any.
don't care about people, they would make more money. Because a liberal country would care about, okay, Social Security, we don't want homeless people. They will be more free market than we would be, and they're fine with like, okay, no abortion, right? They would have no abortion there. That creates more of a working class. That creates more workers, more people in poverty that are willing to, you know, uh, give to the people that control the labor. They're not smart enough to rise to realize that like, oh, these corporations are taking advantage of us. They would have more poor people because they would be more capitalist. We would be more socialist so that our people would be happier, but we would not generate as much revenue as the capitalist free market right wing. So I don't think China really gives a shit about our ideals. I think they would want to be allies with the country that is making more money.
Well, now the Nazis. How long did they last? I think that, like 10 years, something like that.
Wait, I can't hear you. It sounds like your thing unplugged or you turned the mic off.
Does it?
It sounds different now. You just got way quieter.
Oh, I was leaving it. It was I wasn't talking into the mic.
I can't hear you in my headphones.
Oh, you can't.
I can hear myself. Okay, wait. You just sounded a little better.
What about now?
Yes. Okay, now
Okay.
you're good.
It was the headphones.
Oh,
Okay.
hang on. Now it's not. Now I can't hear you again.
Okay. It's okay. Like, how about now? How about now? How about now? How about
Yeah.
now? Now it's good.
No.
Hold on. Now is it good?
For a second it was.
Is it good now?
Yeah. Wait. Talk now?
I'm talking.
No.
What about now?
Yes.
What about now?
No. Stop lifting it up when you turn it. You got to turn it from where it's sitting. Okay. So here. 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 Talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's touchy.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, so I was gonna say, so if you think about how long the Nazis lasted, okay,
mhm.
that's as much time as we'd have to give to this new country, right? Do you really think that
But
they don't, because they don't have Hitler. Trump
the
isn't
only
as good as.
reason we stopped the Nazis, though, is because the Holocaust happened. So something like the Holocaust would have to happen if we did this. That's not moral to separate these countries, knowing that they would do something heinous, and that's the only way they would stop.
Is Europe better now than it would have been if the Nazis never happened? I think it is. I think because it's like a pimple. You let it pop and you clean it up, and then you have.
But we lost millions of innocent Jewish lives because of it.
Of course, that's terrible, and hopefully that will never have to happen again.
Do you think it was worth Europe being better?
But we don't need to let it happen again. If we know they have the intention, then you can treat them just as like they're doing it. Because if we do let this new pro-Nazi country
I don't
happen,
think anything would happen because we haven't stopped Israel. Nobody stopped fucking Israel, and they're genociding a race right now.
it's because this country's too split. This country is that's my whole point.
But your thing is that another country will step in and save us from ourselves. Nobody's doing that for Israel and Palestine right now. I don't think the world is as united as you seem to think it is. I don't think they give a shit.
I'm not even saying this would work, right? It's just an idea, right?
I think it's wrong. I don't think it would. I don't think it would do anything. I think it would just cause genocide and death, and I don't think that any other countries would step in.
I think that if there was if we let the conservatives have a country and do what they really want to do and say what they want to do, I think that there are countries that would oppose that so much that they would attack them before anyone even has
I don't think so. I don't think countries give a shit.
but mm, so okay, what would be the most radical view that this country would have if we let the Trump supporters have their own country? What would be their most radical view? I mean, I would say it's probably there are other
I think
genocide.
women's rights would be the first to go. I think that women would be very subjugated.
And that there isn't a country in the world that would be like, you can't do that to women.
No, I mean, we let the Middle East be, and they do that. There are countries and places in the Middle East where women are extremely oppressed, and they have fucking acid thrown on their faces, and they get gang raped in public, and nobody does anything, and nobody fucking steps in. People don't care. The world doesn't care about women.
Okay, so would that well okay, well, you know what? Then maybe that might
I
be
think you
the
are
first
more.
issue.
I think you're more of an optimist. I think you think that humans don't want other humans to be mistreated. I think in general, countries don't give a fuck unless it's directly affecting them.
Even men don't care as long as it's affecting them, so they let women get mistreated.
Yeah. The world is not a nice place.
You know, even when I think about, as a man, I can say that consciously, you subconsciously you don't know you're doing it, but you always think of the world in terms of men. You don't think about women.
Of course, it's
You
made for you. Why would you think of it
you
that
have
way?
you now if you're a good person, you have to actively be like, okay, wait, what would it be like to be a woman?
Yeah.
But no man is programmed to already think
Give a fuck.
right.
And
And
it's the same with anything. You identify with people that look like you and that are like you. Just like if you are a white person, you live the world through a white lens. And you have to actively think, like, okay, what if I was black at this bar? I probably wouldn't feel very good. That would be bad.
yeah,
Like, this is not a good environment. Like, you have to be conscious of, like, okay, or like, getting pulled over and the cop being nice to me. It's like, yeah, that was definitely like because I'm white. That probably would have gone very differently if I didn't look the way I did.
yeah, I think that gender stuff needs to be, when you think about it, it is the one that people think it's okay to be sexist. It's still like in this,
Absolutely, yeah. And
because
like
racist,
comedy,
everyone's
just
just
watching
yeah.
comedy, I see far more sexism and just like misogyny and a lot of it is not malicious, it's just ignorant. It's ignorant. You see a lot more ignorance about sexism and about gender and the way people speak about women than people are more conscious about race because there's been more discussion of it. It's been, I feel like, but yeah, it's I think
Yeah.
gender like I don't understand women don't make any sense. My wife this, my girlfriend is idiot. I ask her if she wants food and she says no and then she wants my food. Like it's just
Hmm.
like there's a lot more generalization, a lot more yeah. And I think that part of it is that I don't think that men and women are that fundamentally different. I think we are different as far as like proclivity. I think that yeah, men and we are evolved differently as well. Like men they have an easier time following sports, for example. They have an easier time seeing like moving things and like because they're like for hunting. But women see a wider range of colors on the color spectrum because we were gatherers, so we had to like identify berries and shit. So like we have different
Different
strong
strengths,
suits.
yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we can't be as intelligent or that men can't be as in touch with emotions. I think all of that shit is conditioning.
So it's the same thing like with racism, with people saying like, "Oh, black people are better at sports," and it's like, well, okay, but what if that doesn't mean that they're lesser or better than? What if that just means they're different? What if
Yeah.
we just accept that races are different, men and women are different? We can celebrate the differences. I mean, if you combine the differences
I think that
of
also though a lot of our differences are conditioned. So I think that as far as like
yeah,
men, it's like, oh, men get angry easier. And it's like, not necessarily. If you raise a woman the way you raise a man, she will be the same as far as like anger.
right,
The thing is
and it's
that
said like it's
emotional maturity is expected from women. So if we're in a group of woman friends and something happens and you go straight to being pissed off and raging, they would be like, whoa, like, what are you doing? This isn't what we do. We talk about things. Women talk about things. Talk to me. But whenever men are together and once something happens and a guy's like mad and he punches a hole in the wall, the other guys are like, yeah, we should be pissed. And it's very like,
well, saying men or women are anything is ignoring that it was probably culturally done. It's that it was
Yes.
probably that way that they were nurtured. And
Yeah.
so anytime you say women are like this and men are like this, it should be that women are conditioned to be like this and men are
Yeah.
conditioned to be like this, and that is more accurate.
Yeah.
And it gives, I think, us all liberty to be like, you know what, the DNA is not the culprit. It's what we've done. We've done this to ourselves.
Yeah.
If you say, "Oh, women are bad at driving," maybe they are, but what have we done to do that, and how can we fix it?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, I can't hear you. Talk.
I'm talking right now. Is it
Yeah.
working out? Okay.
Yeah.
So what can we do to fix people being better or worse at stuff? And also for men, how can we teach men to be better at the stuff that they're not good at, like empathy, like thinking, like a woman, like stuff like that also so. And the thing
But
is,
even just saying thinking
women
like
being bad at driving for the most part is just cute. It's not really like It's not terribly. It's not the end of the world. Okay,
are women actually
they're
worse
safer.
at driving,
They're
or is this a perception of yours? Like, is it statistically? I'm curious. Are women statistically worse at driving?
as far as like racing, well, you know.
Now, do you think that they actually are that much worse at racing, or do you think that there is also a culture where women feel
Okay, so
intimidated?
making decisions. Okay, so I think when people say that women aren't as good at drivers as men, right? Even women say it. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it's not.
Is it statistically true though?
Well, it
Because
depends on
that's
what.
what I'm wondering.
It could be, and it could not be. Okay,
Because
but
we're not
their
talking
perception
about
is.
we're not
But
talking about racing right now. We're not talking.
right,
We're
well,
not talking about competitive.
I know we're not
racing.
talking about racing, right? But what I'm talking about is just like a natural, the way that a man's brain works, and how it can probably lead to you take more. You
I'm
take
pretty
more
sure
decisions.
men.
You're more decisive. You're not as defensive, but like it's safer to drive. I think women are safer drivers, but I think if you're thinking about like efficiency, you're getting from one place to another. If you're a taxi driver, if you're doing that kind of thing, I think that men, for whatever
Men
reason,
have a higher number of car crashes
yeah, I
every
agree.
year.
I agree. That's because also men are most usually the ones that are like okay drive. They're the ones that drive more. So I mean that's also gonna be.
That is part of it, but also like let me see.
But the only point I'm trying to make is that
Your
there are
car
skills.
insurance, your car insurance will charge you more if you are a man than if you are a woman.
Okay.
Now, do you think that's because you guys are better drivers?
Safer and better is a different thing.
How?
Now, because
The point of driving is to get from point A to point B safely.
not necessarily the only, I would say that it. Okay, so now if it took you 5 hours to get from here to Chicago, right? And let's say that out of 100 drives, nobody's ever gonna die, right? Or if it took 1 hour, but out of every 1,000, let's just say point, like there will be a death, okay? But it's worth it because
No,
5 hours
not. Oh my god.
is too long. So you're telling me that we're ever gonna drive to Chicago and go at a speed where it's gonna take 5 hours?
If you're going the speed limit, there's not a 4-hour difference.
I'm saying
if
that
you make
if you get
5
slow enough,
hours in 1 hour, you're definitely fucking speeding.
if you get slow enough, you can always, I think, reduce the death toll to 0. But how slow do we have to go?
You're obviously like taking a super extreme
Well,
example.
what I'm trying to say though is that
I don't think that driving faster but possibly dying is better than taking a little longer but living. I will not agree to that.
there is a certain amount of death that we need to accept.
No.
Yes.
Not to fucking no. This is stupid.
Listen, the speed limit's okay. Let's say the speed limit's 55. Okay. Do you think at 50 there'll be more or less deaths? If you take the speed limit down 5 more miles, will there be more or less deaths? Probably less. Probably, because that little bit will a few people will survive. Now, if you keep taking it down, more people are going to survive. But what I'm saying is that there has to be a certain amount that we have to be okay with, because otherwise we're not going anywhere. Nobody's driving anywhere. And all I'm saying is that men drive in a way that is like, you know what? Someone might die. And that's okay because that just happens and we're all going. And you know what? We're not speeding that much. We're going a little bit over. But there are people that are going the exact speed limit because they know it's safer. But if everyone goes the exact speed limit, like it's crazy. Nobody's doing that. No one's ever going to do that.
Okay, so here are the statistics. Female drivers drive about 6,500 miles less than men annually. Women actually do, percentage-wise, cause more accidents. Men are 62% of all driving, but only 58% of all accidents. But are women more dangerous drivers? Short answer,
No.
no. Men are statistically worse drivers.
Wait. Did it say worse or more dangerous?
Statistically worse drivers. Men are statistically worse drivers. So men receive over 70% of all traffic citations, especially for speeding. Men are more likely to use substances when driving. 105.7 million women are licensed drivers compared to only 104.3 million men. So there's actually more women with their licenses.
That's because men are more criminals and stuff. You know, they lose their
Yeah.
license for stuff.
But if you don't have your license, do you think a man without his license is going to be a better driver than a woman without her license?
Well, no, we're talking about safety, and that should be the number one priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is that taken out of context, just taking
25% of women caused fatal accidents compared to 75% of men.
right. Okay, but what I'm okay. So I think overall, in the grand scheme of things, women are better drivers, right?
14% of accidents are caused by unlicensed men.
Yeah.
14% of all accidents.
Okay. Well, now, obviously, the argument right now I'm talking about skills, like driving skills, right? Like turning, like braking, like things that just make you like a better driver and in that regard. I'm not saying that they're safer as far as like they don't do drugs or drink or any of that stuff. Go too
Yeah,
fast.
so women cause more fender benders on average overall if you take the percentage, but men kill more.
Right. Now, which ones are more skilled at driving?
The ones that aren't fucking killing people, I think.
But
Because
what
the
are the
thing
cool
is,
skills? What about the cool skills?
it's not about being fucking cool. It's about living,
I'm-
dog. We're not fucking NASCAR drivers, retard. We're trying to go to work. What the fuck?
But you have to kind of be a little bit good at driving to get places efficiently. Like good at you've never been in the car with
It
a
is
woman. You're like, oh,
fucking-
she's a good driver. She's actually like skilled at driving. Like cutting. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you saw that, and then you did that, and it's like chess type of moves, planning, and like all that. Taxi driver stuff when you get paid how fast you can get somewhere legally but doing it right. There are skills that you can recognize it, like video game skills, like crazy taxi skills.
Do you
okay?
know how many times you pulled into a driveway that doesn't
I
connect to
don't
the
have
place you're
them.
trying to go to?
I don't have these skills, mostly because I'm high, or
You're
yeah.
not high all the time, fucker. You're
No,
just.
but my
you
mind
don't-
is fucked by drugs, man. I was getting
You have
high.
ADHD. That's the
Yeah,
bigger issue.
probably done by drugs. Probably made it worse.
Yeah, definitely. They didn't make it better. I tell you what.
Weed definitely, I'd say, makes ADD
Yeah,
worse.
you killed brain cells whenever you were a child smoking weed.
Okay, that too. You kill your brain cells doing a lot of things, playing football, but
You weren't playing that much football. You weren't getting CTE on the bench, dog.
no, no. But sometimes just in the playground, you get hurt. Sometimes you get a knee to the head. But back to the point. Talking about so what I think the way that drugs can, if you have ADD, weed can probably mess you up worse, is that it opens your creativity. Now, a lot of people don't have the talent to need that door opened. Okay, a lot of people, they would have been a lot better without that door opened, and because they have ADD, and now they can focus on being a bus driver.
And now they're never gonna shut the fuck up. Now that they have ADD and they smoked weed.
Well, the weed opens this whole thing, this whole possibility to them, and now they have all this like creativity ideas, just like driving
And
them
now
nuts.
we have silicone bongs. That was like, yeah, I think that it depends on the person, right? Because some people need to buckle down and you need to be a bus driver. It's like you're not smart enough your ideas are bad.
So,
you're
yeah.
having a lot of ideas and you're being very creative, but it's not good.
Okay, so I think that at before 18, even when your brain's still developing, 14 to 16, that age group, I think you should have to apply to smoke weed. And I think that if you can
You
prove
should not
that
smoke weed before you're 18. I did.
I disagree. I think that if you can prove that you have enough talent in whatever art,
it's bad for your brain, dog. You should wait. Wait fucking 2 years. Wait a few years, man.
Well, then what? Mushrooms, like what?
I don't know how mushrooms affect the growing brain. I'm not sure, but I do think that you should wait until at least 18 to do drugs. Call me crazy. Fucking, I don't know. I did not smoke a lot of weed before I was 18, and I'm grateful for that because I think I would be a lot worse if I did. I think I'd be a lot fucking slower, and I don't think we need to slow down humans any more than they already fucking are.
I do think it makes creative people more creative. And I do.
I agree, but I think that we should let them become adults because the thing is if you open this, okay, let's say 14-year-old creative person, now you're letting them smoke weed. Okay, now they have access to a million ideas, but they don't know how to focus on the ideas they already had. They didn't know how to handle those ideas and how to fulfill those creatively.
They're
And now
already
you've just thrown them a ton of ideas and they don't know what they're doing with the ones that they have. That's what it's like if you open a restaurant, you want to learn how to run one restaurant before you open six. I think that childhood you should learn how to drive with a stock brain. You know, before you start putting like turbo on it and shit, you should learn how to drive with your brain the way that it came out of the package. And then you can pimp your ride, you know. Then you could do the mushrooms, smoke the weed,
Okay.
drink, experience altered states, but you need to learn how to be in your default state.
But 16-year-olds are already smoking weed.
They are, and
And
I don't think a license is going to do a fucking thing for that.
Okay, I think that the ones that are talented and smoking weed at 16 are probably going to end up at 18 being more creative than the ones who didn't smoke weed at 16. I think those 2 years, those formative years.
I think those formative years, I don't think that you need to have all that creativity and talent yet because you're still learning how to be a person and how to pay your bills and how to be an adult.
You might not need it, but it just
how many people
exists.
have you met? You know what that gets you? The creative person that you let smoke weed
Homeless.
at 14. That's the weed dealer in 10 years. He's selling weed, living with his mom. And yeah, his outfits are kind of cool. Sock monkey hat. Like, you know, his nails are all painted different colors. This is a creative guy. But he's not fucking anywhere in life because he never had to buckle down and learn how to be an adult before you gave him all this creativity and wonder and mirth. And wonder and mirth and creativity and joy do not make a living.
So we can agree that there's a happy medium in all of these things we've discussed. I'm not saying that I'm pro any of the stuff I've said, but what I am saying is that there is a happy medium to be considered. There is an extreme other side to consider, breaking the country in half, saying that you should have to apply to smoke weed as a kid. There is truth in these things. Otherwise, you wouldn't even entertain the ideas. You have to actually defend against these crazy ideas, and that means that there's probably
No, it just means they're crazy ideas and I need to shoot you the fuck down.
maybe
They're just bad ideas.
you are the voice of reason most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Fucking voice of treason.
That does rhyme with it, but what do you
I'm betraying you.
oh, okay, but it's not, it's okay that you're supposed to, you should, but these are bad ideas, right?
They are bad ideas. This is what happens when you let someone smoke weed when they're 14.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, you gotta have something to talk about.
I smoked some weed. You see, I smoked weed when I was 15, but then I got raped right after, so I feel like it evens out.
What strain was that?
Statutory. No.
This is indica or sativa? Statutory rape.
Yeah. Is this the car sativa? Take your pants off. Yeah. But I didn't smoke very often, and I'd probably drink a handful of times before I turned 18. I drank more after I turned 18 because then I had a job. I was seeing older people that could give me alcohol. Then it kind of took off. But like, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that I drank or smoked weed before I turned 18.
I can't count on a hand.
You can't even count
because I can't
anymore.
remember because I smoked weed too many times.
Can't you remember
Since-
fucking numbers 1 through 10, man? You're like, ooh, sore?
Yeah,
Fevin.
but it was fun,
Yeah.
man. I don't know what I would have done without weed in like middle school. It didn't have to be just that you're smoking it, but like just the excitement that you could maybe sometimes get high. Like
Yeah.
that would get me through the week. You know what I mean? I'll be in school, be like, man, you know what? The idea of maybe getting high at a party exists.
You
You
know what?
know
I
what?
did get high before school for like a month straight. You know what? Scratch that. There was in my sophomore year, my friend Fernando in my welding class. I would go hang out with his friends, and the Starbucks. There was a Starbucks across the street, and if you could get off the bus in the morning and manage to get past the cops and the security and go over to the Starbucks in the morning, then we would all hang out and we would smoke weed before school.
And that was awesome, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that was probably the best part of your day.
Yeah, man, fucking, it was dog shit weed. Absolute, like, just fucking
Well, good.
trash.
Good. You could
But,
still
like,
learn some math on that bad weed.
yeah, I used to go to biology high as fuck. And, but I didn't have any of my AP classes until later in the day.
Hmm.
So it worked out. It was like first class biology. Oh, I don't
You
fucking.
can't be high in AP English. You have to read
Yeah, no.
out
World
loud.
history AP, you're fucked. You can't do that. But yeah, we used to, and then whenever the roach got like small enough, they would put it, because there was no filter, so they would put it in their hands and they would like
Yeah,
use,
like you
use
did
their
today
hands.
in our ashtray canned chicken can.
Yeah, and the
How did that hit taste?
oh bad, like
Yeah?
chicken,
So good.
not good
I mean-
chicken.
Okay.
The chicken in the can, if you add stuff to it, it tastes okay, but the can itself, not delectable. Because whenever you get the chicken out of the can, your first mission is to get the taste of the can off of the chicken.
Right.
Because it tastes like tin.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I want to go to Quick Trip so bad, dude. That
Yeah?
fucking Quick Trip is destroying us. If anybody doesn't live in the Midwest, it's like Bucky's but better.
It is
It's-
better than
It
Buc-ee's.
is the common man's Bucky's, because the thing about Bucky's, very expensive. Like if you
Yeah.
you have to make six figures to be able to afford to have fun at Bucky's.
So
like
Bucky's has a mascot. It's got like a little like was it a beaver?
yeah,
Okay, so now should the best value place have a mascot? Now Quick Trip doesn't have a mascot
yeah,
because it doesn't need it because the
Yeah.
prices speak for themselves, right?
yeah. Just
But at
like
Bucky's, I feel like you're paying for the beaver. You're paying for this stupid face.
exactly, you're paying for their marketing.
It's cute. It's like, are you retarded?
Yeah, it's like HEB has the fucking bag, the HEB buddy. I can't afford to shop there. You know where I go? Walmart,
Aldi.
Aldi. It doesn't even have.
Imagine if Aldi had a mascot. It would be
They don't
like
have anything.
it
They're
would be
like,
like
what?
a-
We need something to
a
put on the.
possum that's just like
Yeah.
halfway run over by a car. Like, because Bucky's, the motherfucker, he got money. I see him. Where
Yeah.
does that beaver get that fit from? Okay, he looks great,
Yeah.
and it's coming from our pockets. Okay, Quick Trip. You know what? They used to have a beaver. You know what they did? They killed it to make
For warmth.
things to use it. They made hot dogs, and now it's why they're cheaper. Okay,
Yeah.
they've been. They used beavers for slave labor. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a dirty, disgusting company probably, but at least it's cheaper. And you know what? And they don't even talk about being cheap. That's the thing. Quick Trip doesn't
Yeah,
even
they don't
mention
even
being
advertise
cheap.
it.
They don't call themselves Cheap Trip. It's Quick Trip.
But it
So-
is cheap. The hot food, okay, it's like any gas station. If you buy groceries there, like the protein bars and Pop Tarts and shit, like
Okay.
that kind of stuff,
Some of those things, yeah.
drinks from the fridge, they're going to be more expensive. But if
Yeah.
you get hot food or the donuts once they put them on the discount rack, but
Man,
the
I'm just-
food, the food, the donuts, the produce is pretty good. The eggs sometimes.
I'm just realizing that we're basically getting like a school lunch kind of. Like
Yeah.
like we're going to like
It's
Quick
better than
Trip,
school lunch.
it is better than school lunch, but like as far as like how much care is put into it,
Oh yeah.
we're getting fed like okay, here's the what's for lunch today. It's like every day they have a different special, and they're like, it's crazy. But you know what? It definitely is better than school lunch, but like it does feel like school lunch. What if Quick Trip could be healthier? What if they could have some options?
Now, if they had, and I wish that's the hardest part about fucking trying to be healthy. Like, it's that there's nothing convenient that is not $50 that is healthy. Like, if you want to be healthy, you have to go to fucking Panera and get a salad for $8. I'd rather kill myself. Like,
It's dramatic.
yeah, or fucking Salada or Jason's Deli or some shit. None of these places are cheap. They don't have any cheap, fast, healthy food.
Just take a salad, all right, wrap it in a tortilla, and I'll buy it.
Yeah, but they don't do that. And You could go to Freebirds or Chipotle or something and make yourself a healthy burrito, but it's still fucking expensive. Or a bowl. The Power Bowl from Taco Bell is $8. For $5, I can get a beefy 5-layer, a crunch wrap, and cinnamon twist, and a drink.
Now, what if we just take the tortillas off of this whole cravings box thing? Take all the tortillas off
And just
and then
fucking
put all the
scoop the
gloop
goop
in
bloop.
onto like lettuce or
It's
something.
still not healthy, man. It's bad. There's like almost no protein. There's so much filler in that meat. It's not good
Can we
for
make
you.
the tortillas out of something else?
Why don't, and we're already putting in effort. Just fucking make the food at this point. If we're scraping it onto produce, why don't we just buy meat? The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
How long have we been recording?
Too long. I want to go a quick trip too.
I have to pee.
55 minutes. Okay, we can stop now.
No, let's find a way to wrap it up. We should probably talk about how we didn't do this for a while.
Oh yeah, so
We're back, bitches.
are we back for real?
I want to be back. I enjoy doing this. It was just we were in a very transitionary period.
Well, it's like I think when you get in the routine of doing it, especially when your last episode was good. I think the last episode being good kind of propels us. Also, the comments being good
Yeah,
propels us.
thank you to everybody that comments, and we're sorry that we were gone for a while. We're gonna get back into it. You deserve better than us.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Let's just assume everyone stopped listening.
I mean, yeah, there's probably gonna be the 3 people that listen to this. Y'all are real. Drip too hard. Your mama got a fatty. But no, I want to be back, and yeah, Wisconsin
Awesome. Yeah, me too.
is. I'm enjoying Wisconsin. I'm feeling better about comedy. Fuck Austin. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah, we're feeling better. We're happy you're here, and now that we're happy, we can do our podcast and be more consistent, and not be pieces of shit, and not put out an episode for a fucking year.
I believe you. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.